I have a great listener who constantly sends me really interesting reports that are out there in the media, and a lot on COVID too. This morning he sent me this one from the Mises Institute. When it comes to masks, there is no settled science, in quotation marks. And there's two things that I want to read, two sections of this I want to read to you, because I think it will frame our discussion about the legality of what the municipal government is doing. So here's what the author of this, Chris Calton, has to say. You can look it up. When it comes to masks, there is no settled science, and it's Mises Institute. Of course, the claim that science has proven anything is a red flag for what Friedrich Hayek called scientism, which is the slavish imitation of the method and language of science. We've seen that on a lot of fronts now, haven't we? Now, here's the two fact points that he puts together. He says, well, scientists never prove any theory conventionally understood. There's abundant literature on the efficacy of face masks, and it certainly supports skepticism of the mask mandate. So let me tell you what he's got here. He says the literature on masks broadly looks at the efficacy of different types of masks and their efficacy at preventing particle penetration in controlled studies and the likelihood of infectious spread, case studies of healthcare workers. Other studies question the detrimental effects of masks, particularly with prolonged use. Cloth masks, which have become the norm for public use, have been shown to have penetration rates as high as 97%, according to a British medical journal study. A study of the use of cloth masks during the far more serious 1918 influenza pandemic, they give a quote, or they give a source, showed no beneficial results. Another study, they give a source, demonstrates that cloth masks are particularly ineffective compared with medical masks. Surgical and cotton masks fared better, but still with discouraging results overall. See here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So 5 sources for that information. Second point. The potential of harm wearing is especially relevant, as the logic of many people is that wearing a mask can do no harm, even if it is effective. These studies are revealing as well. A number of studies show that mask wearers actually have an increased likelihood of viral infection, an increase that corresponds to the length of use. These studies point to several points contributing factors for these results. Several studies measured the bacteria found on masks themselves, suggesting that even if short-term masking, such as visiting an immunocompromised patient in the hospital, may be beneficial, prolonged use may compromise the usefulness of the mask. See here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And here, 6 sources on that one. Other sort of theories explaining why masks sometimes appear to produce increased rates of infection point to the compromised immune function caused by oxygen deprivation, which can also have harmful effects, particularly for pregnant and asthmatic wearers. See here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So I think there's another 6 sources. So look, guys, you say to me that you want the decisions of government to be science-based. These are all medical journals that have done the random controlled studies to look into whether there is some clear direction on that. This is part of the reason why we keep getting conflicting messages from our political leaders. The one consistent message that we have heard is to keep your distance and wash your hands. Totally get that. Masks is not settled science. I think that's pretty well clear to say. So